So my nephew said something to me today, and it was so sweet. So he's like, TT, he called me TT. He said, "You want to plant seeds with me?" And it was something about him saying that in my mind immediately started to divinate his words. And he's like, "Yeah, we have to plant some seeds in the garden." And I was like, "Yeah, we could plant seeds in the garden." I said, "I think that's a great idea." And then I said, "I wonder what are the best vegetables and herbs to plant at this time of year." And I said, "We're going to have to do some research together." And he said, "Yeah." He said, "We could plant some peppers." And what else did he say? He's like, "We're going to do it together." And I said, "Yeah, we could plant peppers and tomatoes." And I'm just naming things to plant. And he's excited, and we like excited together talking about it, right? And it was just so cute because it was so random. And he was on his tablet. I heard what he was watching, but it had nothing to do with farming or planting or anything like that. So sometimes he has these random thoughts that come up in his mind, and he just expresses them. And that was the one, or one of them at least, because he has a lot of thoughts. We talk a lot. We have a lot of conversations. So I just found that so sweet that he said that, and he was so enthusiastic about it. He's 5 years old now. He just turned 5 recently. And the message that I picked up from this is the fact that he was very willing, and it was his idea. I didn't say anything about that. Okay? I didn't say anything about planting seeds. I didn't say anything about flowers, vegetables, eating healthy, nothing. That came out of his little tiny mind. Okay? So that told me something, and it's something that I think about often when it comes to children and their minds. The mind of a child is magical, and they tap into frequencies. Well, they tap into the God frequency easy, just because they're so open to having a desire to know and not being fatigued with the responsibilities of life that take adults away from that beauty of thought. It's very freeing when you are able to tap into your childlike self. And being that I have my nephew around me, I could see his freedom of thought. And there is no holding back because he doesn't find a reason to. Nothing has happened in his environment or within his experience to make him refrain from expressing himself. And because of that, because he feels comfortable expressing himself, he just says what he wants to say. And if he says something wrong, of course, we correct him. However, we allow him to be free with what he says. And there's no restrictions because I don't want him to have any, even with my daughter. I don't want any restrictions. I want you to express yourself so that I can communicate with you on a deeper level to help you, teach you, and guide you, right? So him saying that, it just showed me how willing young people are to learn and want to know about growth, improvement, collaboration, acceptance of a project. Like, he's very accepting of it. He was already accepting of it before he even said it was his idea. So, and then I'm thinking about planting seeds. Like, there's times when you try to plant seeds, metaphorically speaking, like create something or start a business with certain people, adults, of course. And it doesn't work out because the intentions are not good. It's not likely that a child wouldn't have good intentions because they're so pure at heart. They have that innocence, and they haven't been tainted by the world yet. I don't even want to say yet, that's horrible. But the key is to grab them and help them to understand before they get tainted by the world, so they understand when there's an attempt on their life and on their mind. They'll see it before it comes. These children are different. They're very sharp now. They not slow. They quick. You ever notice how a little baby knows how to move and use a tablet, and they just got here yesterday? Okay, maybe not yesterday. That's a little extra, I know. A little far-fetched, I know. But still, you know what I mean. Like the babies, they be out here on the devices, and the elders don't even know what to do. And a lot of the elders are afraid of devices. It's like they don't want to touch it because it's like it's a foreign object. Some elder people, when they have a phone, it's almost like they feel like if they press the wrong thing, it's gonna just explode right in their hand. There's a fear that they have because it's not familiar to them. But a child is in that mind where they're like, ooh, what's this? I need to figure it out. I don't know what's about to happen, but let me explore it. They're like little testers, and they don't have a problem testing. They'll find all types of ways to test this device to figure out how it works and if they like how it works. They're like little beta testers. And it's natural to them. They're not afraid. They're not thinking about, oh no, if I touch that button, is it going to break? Am I going to mess something up? No, they're just going. Okay. They don't have any problem with that. I say all that to say that there needs to be a focus on the children. And I say that because they're so pure at heart. And when you teach a child when they're pure at heart, those are the times when that goodness, it sticks with them. And you know the children are the future. So when we instill that goodness into them now, oh wow, things will change much faster. It's more rapid. Because you ever, I know that everybody is going through this. You see a baby, next time you see them, they're a toddler. Next time you see them, they're like a preteen. And you're like, time went by so fast. Doesn't everybody always say that? Always say that. Oh my gosh, you got so big. And it doesn't feel fast when you're going through those times, but when you really sit back and wait and think about it, it does move quickly. My thing is that my nephew saying that to me, TT, want to plant seeds together? So excited about it. And it was just metaphorically speaking, like you wanna build together. Kids like to do things with adults. They like to bake. They like to be interactive. They like that. So the more that we incorporate the children into learning about aspects of life that they need to know while they're pure at heart and they didn't get tainted yet, or even if they've gotten tainted and there's still hope where you could pull them back out of there, the time is now. That's the perfect time for that. Him saying that to me, the first thing I did was smile. It like lit me up inside. I felt like my heart was glowing when he said that to me, because it was just the sweetest thing. He's only 5 and he's talking about planting seeds, and then I'm thinking about planting seeds like I'm thinking about it from a mass level. I was thinking about it differently. I knew he was talking about in the garden, but Earth is our garden together as one. So if we plant these seeds of knowledge wherever we go, beauty will grow, because the seed is of pure intention. And when we teach the children, there's so many of them. Everybody popping out a baby somewhere in the world. So there's so many babies. Plant the seed in them, they plant the seeds. They plant the seeds in their friends. It becomes normalized. The air of purity, the air of wholeness, the air of truth. You see how the one mustard seed, it grows in a child because it grows with the child, and then it becomes a belief. That's like one of the biggest keys to resolving the problem that we see every day that we're tired of. So I just wanted to say that because it was heartwarming for me. I talk to him all the time, but sometimes I don't know. it's just one of those things where you experience it when you experience it with children, and how smart they are. They're very smart, and they have ideas. And I think a lot of times adults don't think kids know much, but they tapped into the divine because they're pure. So spirit speaks to them and they don't even realize it. They're just open to the flow because they don't have the distractions that we have that cause stress. They don't have the worry of caring about what other people think, because they're not there yet to care that much. And then they have to be taught that they shouldn't, especially if they're doing something that is in alignment with their truth, with their code, with their signature, with their Akashic records. Okay. So that's the message. That's all I really want to say for this message. I was going to say it earlier and then I forgot because I got busy. But anyway, I'll see you in the next message. Peace.